Hi, my name is Pete, and this is Redneck Gimp Review. And I wanted to start off by apologizing for not having very many videos this past year. However, I've had some pretty serious falls and have broken a couple of bones and haven't had the opportunity to film as a result of those injuries. However, as I say that, I am doing this video with a broken arm. So I figured, you know what? I have been buying some knives since in one of my videos, people were kind of critical that I had what I had and used it, and they were saying I needed a sharper knife. Well, now I've got knives, so I plan on using some of these, and I will revisit that video at a later date. But anyway, I started off getting an Azula 2 from Essie. I just had to get that one, and I started off small, get the smaller knives out of the way. I was thinking of using that for a neck knife, but it's just a little larger than I feel comfortable wearing for around my neck. So I am going to relegate that to a pack and put it in a backpack so that if I need a medium to a smallish knife, I have that available. But that's a really decent knife. I like the handle. It fits my hand real well, and it's pretty sharp, and it's 1095 steel. And it was a cool looking knife, and I just had to have it, so I bought it. Then I know Tops is a really good name, and I just saw this one here. It's a Tops MSK 2.5. I was, of all things, on eBay and saw this knife on there and thought, you know what, that looks like a really cool looking knife. I wonder what that would be like, and so I bought it. And it is about the perfect size for me for a neck knife. The handle is a little bit on the smallish side, but you know, it's okay. It works for some small tasks, and I don't plan on using it for any big stuff like chopping trees down or stuff. This is going to be basically for, you know, letter opening and probably box opening and maybe doing a little bit of light camp tasks around when I'm camping. But that one I have worn quite a few times over the past year as a neck knife, and it is ideal. I really like that one, and I plan on wearing it more and more. So then I've got a Mora Kniv Garberg, and I had to have this knife. I traded a guy for it a while back and found it in a box, so I just was like, oh yeah, that's right, I got this, and I had to have it, and so I traded him a box of things that go bang, and he gave me this knife, and I was really happy to get it. But it was brand new, never been used, and I wanted a Garberg specifically because it had a full tang. And I just, for some reason, I'm just reassured with a knife that is a full tang. I don't feel like it's going to break on me. I don't have to really worry too much about it. And that knife there is not as expensive as I have to worry about if something does happen to it. I'm not going to feel too bad about it. Then over to the right of that is a Tops Brothers of Bushcraft Fieldcraft knife, and that's the CPM 154 model. And I really like that knife. That's the first type of knife that has the higher end steel in it that I've owned. Um, Not bad. I'm looking forward to using it. Haven't used it yet, but I am looking forward to it. Then next to that is a knife that I got just this week, and that's the SOG Pillar, and that's in the S35BN steel, which I just liked the looks of the knife and thought it was cool and had to have it, so it's in my collection now. And then down here we have the SE6, which is I wasn't too sure about this color. It's the Venom Green, and it's 1095 steel, so it's pretty good steel. I mean, SC knows what they're doing with it. They have a good reputation, and if something happens to that knife, I can send it in, and they're going to replace it or fix it for free. So that's their no BS warranty. So I am liking it after I've had it now for a while. I was looking for the Desert Tan to kind of match the Azula, but this Venom Green, the more I have it, the more it's growing on me. The only thing I wish is that it had a 90-degree spine. It does not have one of those. Neither does the either of these two, the SOG or the Fieldcraft. Neither of those has a 90-degree spine either. Um, but I like that knife. It's growing on me, and I kind of like it. I know it's easy to see on the ground when I drop it, and I think it's a keeper for sure. Then we've got the Bark River Bravo 1.5. And that one there was a knife that I was on DLT trading and saw and was like, I really like that handle. It's the Midnight Tiger. And it was just really cool. The steel is A2 steel, and it's just a really nice looking knife. The one thing I don't like is that ramp on the back of it, and it does not have a 90-degree spine. That's about the only things I don't like on that knife. Otherwise, it's a beautiful knife, and I'm looking forward to using that a lot. Then I've got a CDS or Celtibero survival knife, and I saw this on a couple of YouTube channels and thought, that looks like it might be a good knife to try, and so I got it. It's a beast of a knife. It's made with the MV58 steel, which I don't know much about it, but I do know it came super sharp out of the factory, and the spine is extremely sharp for striking a ferro rod. So that one and the Mora Kniv are both really super sharp spines and can strike a ferro rod real sharp. Then we come to the best part of my collection, in my opinion. In August, I was at a match, and at the end of the match, it's a shooting match, of course, but at the end of the match, they did some drawings for some prizes, and I happened to win a Buck folding knife, and that kind of rekindled my love affair, so to speak, with Buck knives. So when I came home, I remembered the one that I had that I gave to someone. They promptly either, I don't remember if they lost it or sold it or what happened to that knife, but I regret giving that to them. But it's okay, because if that hadn't happened, I probably would not have these knives. So I started off after I got that folder, and I bought this Buck 102 Pro version, and that one has the S35VN steel and green micarta handle. And it's a really cool knife. I like it, except it is small. So that does have a little bit of drawback there. Not small enough for a neck knife, but it's small enough to be a detail knife for like caping or, doing detail work around sensitive areas that you might want to have a large knife. So, but it's really sharp as well. Then we come up here to the Buck 105. That knife I bought from the Buck website, and it's got the D2 steel and the Cocobolo handle on it, and I really wanted a 105. And originally, if you go to the right of that knife, there's this Buck 118. I'm not a knife expert. I didn't remember what a Buck 105 should look like. And so when I bought that 118, it was off of eBay, and I made an offer on it. The guy accepted, and I got the knife. It was in a Buck 105 sheath. So I thought I had a Buck 105 until I was on Buck's website and said, wait a minute, that doesn't look the same as the one that I got. And so I commenced to purchase the 105 off the Buck website and got that, did some research, and found out that the one to the right of the Buck 105 is actually a Buck 118. Now, the best part about that one is if you look at that stamp on it, Buck Custom USA with the anvil, and it's got D2 steel on it. Well, on the other side of that knife, hopefully I can hold this and I don't drop the camera here. But if I flip that over, it's got the double tang stamp on it with the Buck Custom USA with the anvil on it on the opposite side. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I have ordered a sheath that has the Buck 118 on it, and it'll be in the proper sheath here in probably a week. Now, this one here was one I had been looking for, and I forgot I was looking for it, and then started looking at more knives as I was on the website and saw this was a Buck of the Month here this past year. And I missed out on it. Of course, they sell out very fast, and I really wanted it, but I couldn't find it. Well, I was on eBay and found it. It was new in the box. It's got 154 cm steel with a Cocobolo handle, and it is just a beautiful knife. And when I saw it, I had to have it, and I ended up getting it for not a bad price. So thank you, eBay. I was able to get that one for a really good deal. Then I'll talk about this one here in a little bit. But this one here was the last Buck knife that I bought, and that's a Buck 120. It's got the D2 steel and a, I can't remember if it's a Cocobolo or cherry wood handle, but I think it's Cocobolo handle. And I saw it and I had to have it, and there it is. It's in my collection, and I am really happy with it. I wish it had a brass pommel and handguard on it, but who knows, maybe down the road I can get one and I can sell this one. So I like that knife. It's big, it's beast, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. Now this knife here, this is a Buck 119, and as you can see from the tang stamp, it's Buck with the anvil in the USA. That is my first custom knife that I ever was on a website, put in the steel that I wanted, the handle I wanted, the pommel and guard that I wanted, and ended up going with an S30 steel for the blade, the brass pommel and handguard, and I went with an ironwood handle with a fold-over flap sheath. And I had to wait. It's the first time I ever ordered a custom knife. I'm not used to waiting. Normally you buy something, they send it to you, you got it within a few days. Well, this one here I had to wait a few weeks. And fortunately, I don't know if it was just in the line of how they were getting stuff done, but it says you have to wait 8 weeks. I only had to wait 4 weeks for that, so good for you, Custom Shop at Buck Knives. You guys did an outstanding job on my knife, and I am extremely happy with that knife. So thank you very much. So anyway, I just thought I would share these knives with you, and I don't know, I'm looking forward to using these, and we will see how they do over the course of the next year. So anyway, this is Redneck Imp Review. My name is Pete, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe if you want to see how a disabled individual improvises, adapts, and overcomes the challenges of everyday life and dealing with a neuromuscular disease. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.